Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to listen to the incomparable Win Twice Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Scott and Holly. We always go over, brother, and that's the bottom line. Dig it? So sit back, relax, and prepare to be entertained.
Hello everyone and welcome to day number 5 of the 12 Days of WrestleMas for 2024 with the Win Twice Wrestling Podcast, and that is a mouthful. And Holly would know about that. As we go to rattling through our top 12 wrestlers of the year, we have reached number 8, 7, 12, 1, 13? Well, so how many have we had so far? So this is day 5, so surely that should be 7th highest? Yeah, let's go with 7th. And if we're wrong, we do need a calculator to be fair. I can see that we've crossed off 4 people, so that would be 12, 11, 10, 9, so we're 8.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, this is atrocious behaviour. Have you definitely crossed out everyone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fuck it. Either way, we are at a wonderful place, yes. And this is actually a first in our journey. One, because we've already been to a company that they work in, so the first 4 that we covered had all been from different places of employment. We're going back to one of them, which will be a continual theme. And Holly, I've just got one question for you, really. What time is it?
It's Tiffy time.
And you wouldn't believe it, but she's actually dressed up for the role, so we're very appreciative of the efforts.
Well, I don't wish, but
absolutely. No, I wish.
I wish I could have that body.
Well, you can start off with that if you like, but Tiffany Stratton.
Yes.
Stratton. Yeah, because I do you know that a temptation to say Stratus every time? Mm-hmm. Tiffany Stratton has had a remarkable year. We followed on from a man in Joe Hendry who has burst onto the scene, as Big Meeks would say in Match of the Day commentary and other punditry work that he's done. Tiffany has done more so than Joe. Not to the same level, because Joe Hendry has done it like he's got the highest viewed clip.
And he's all over the place.
He's all over the place.
All over the gaff.
But Tiffany is a fairly recent product of the WWE developmental system.
Yes.
Gymnastic background.
100%, yeah.
So she's got the athleticism built in, but my God, does she have character?
She's so good.
She is such strong character.
So good.
I can't imagine her being a face.
No,
I don't think it would work as well. I'm sure we'll be proven wrong at some point.
But I don't feel like her... It's weird for me. Her character, for me, doesn't sit as heel or face. She is just who she is. People
love to hate her.
Well, yes.
But
do you know what I mean? It's like, to me, I don't look at her and go, oh, she's I don't know how to say it without sounding like a child, but do you know what I mean? Like, oh, she's not a bad person. That's just her, the character of being obnoxious and loud and self-centered. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
She might be an absolute sweetheart, but behind the scenes, I have no idea.
Yeah, I would... Again, you only see what people post,
of course. From
the videos she posts, she just seems quite innocent. Like, she's young. She's only 25.
Yeah. Good age.
I loved being 25.
Bet you did.
I did. I had a good time. But I look at her, and this will sound bizarre. To me, she is like the birth child, right?
The birth child?
I don't know how you
The love child?
The love child.
There you go.
Birth child. Of Charlotte and Carmella.
Okay.
As in, she's got the athleticism, maybe not to the degree yet, but to me, I would see her being a future Charlotte. But character-wise, is Carmella for me.
Okay,
but better.
I was gonna say I'll top that. She is miles better than Carmella character-wise.
Yeah.
I struggle to think of someone character-wise who is even in the same ballpark as her, specifically on the women's roster. We haven't seen, you mentioned Charlotte, we haven't seen Charlotte for some time now.
No,
it's been a long time.
She's coming.
That would, imagine that match at WrestleMania. Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair.
It would be brilliant.
It would. And I mentioned something, so this is, if we go back into earlier in the year, around January, February time, the reception that Tiffany got when she made appearances on the main roster. I want to say she was in the Rumble and got a really good reception. But then she was brought in to compete in the Elimination Chamber, which I don't know if you're aware was held in Australia.
Oh, honestly, I'm so angry. I don't want to watch that show again for a long time.
But she got the loudest reception out of everyone in the match.
Absolutely.
And that's Australia. She's not even got any ties to the country. No. She transcends a lot of the expectations of what you'd expect for someone who's effectively in their rookie, second year, sophomore year into the, the big leagues. She's obviously won Miss Money in the Bank.
Yes.
Her character work alongside Nia, who I can't stand because I just don't think she's good.
It does work, though.
It does work, works really well. And every time she teases doing something, the fans want it.
Of course they do.
The fans want it to be Tiffy time.
I'll be honest, I know it wasn't about this, but I thought she was going to cash in at War Games.
Yes.
Which would have been
because she pulled it out of the trash can, didn't she? Yeah, it was brilliant.
But again, it wasn't about that, but it would have been so good.
Oh, I don't know. I was trying to think how else she could do it in an interesting way. And I thought, and he said, the Rumble, but she couldn't do that because all being well, Nia won't be in it. I hate when the champs are in the Rumbles.
It's pointless, isn't
makes
it, really?
a mockery of it. The only time I thought, it's okay, is I think they put, was it Brock in? And if Brock won, he didn't have to defend the title at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So there was a point.
If there's a loophole, then there's a point.
Yeah, but I still don't like it.
No, it's stupid to me.
But Tiffany had a fairly short run in NXT before she got brought up because they identified that she was standout.
We've talked about it with other people, but she has the it factor.
She has the it factor, and for me, I would contend that there was, so we'll be honest about this. So the first thing to note with Tiffany really is that she's the first woman to appear on our list. She's not the only woman to appear on our list.
No.
There's a couple more maybe. One of them, I think she's not actually that far off in terms of what she's done over the course of the year. The other one, I think she's some distance off.
Yeah, I think the other one might be, very
coming
close.
Up very soon.
Very.
But to put her in that echelon, not only of, with the female competitors, but like we've ranked her higher than Swerve. We've ranked her higher than Cody Rhodes. Yeah. We've ranked her higher than the person that we've enjoyed most seeing in person, in Luke Jacobs. We've ranked her higher than Joe Hendry, who's got the biggest social media clip of the year.
I know.
And I made a very bold claim early doors with Tiffany. I said she'll go on to become as good as Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I think her character is better than Charlotte's. Not saying her promos are as good. Charlotte has nailed it down.
Yeah.
But if
again,
you compare them...
time, it's time, isn't it? Because it's hard to... You can compare them, yes, but you're comparing like a pro with a rookie.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So let's take it back a little bit. Let's put Charlotte at the same point in her career. Tiffany has already above her.
Yeah, by far.
And I said this, and what's interesting, because obviously in our regular episodes we cover how Dave Meltzer has scored the shows that we've got the availability to.
Dave.
Yeah, Uncle Dave for Holly. And he made a statement about a couple of weeks after I did, saying how well he thinks Tiffany will do. And I don't think you need to be a rocket scientist to kind of
I think you just need 2 eyes.
Yeah, well, okay, right. So we've talked about the looks of the guys and stuff that have come before. So we'll do the same for Tiffany.
Let's do it.
Her physique is unreal.
She is ridiculous.
I'm intimidated by it.
And I mean that in the best way possible.
To me, she's not girlfriend material, though.
Because she looks too high maintenance.
Yeah.
Well,
and I know that's the character, but she's not my type. So I'm aware she's a stunning woman.
Yes.
But also not my type at the same time.
Right.
Which sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it?
Sure.
But obviously she's dating as well.
Yeah, Ludwig.
And he said Ludwig Borger, but that's definitely not Ludwig Borger.
Kaiser.
Yeah, because Ludwig Borger's dead. But yes.
The cheekbones of the year.
Yeah, imagine their kids. They're going to be able to cut rocks with their face. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's an interesting pairing as well. And that's not just talking about Tiffany Stratton here. Where do you see Tiffy time taking us in 2025?
Hopefully, only just getting better. Hopefully. There's obviously that fear, isn't there, of like... Fear, I make it seem like it was going to impact my life, but there is that fear that Tiffy time is pushed down people's necks, but actually at the minute, I think it's not. I think it's the perfect amount of... I think because obviously you've got the 2 champs, and you've got Rhea and you've got other people that are still above her. She is on that cusp. But I would see her Rumble. I would be happy if she won the whole thing.
It's a shame, actually, the way that they've timed a couple of developments recently in WWE, because they're bringing the mid-tier women's titles in, aren't they? The women's Intercontinental and the women's US title, which is great.
Yeah.
If Tiffy came to the main roster now, give it to her.
Oh, easy.
Give it to her, give her a long run with it, and then have her maybe drop it and then shortly after win Miss Money in the Bank and then go from there with it.
Yeah.
Because
I
feel
like
like
her being Money in the Bank now. I feel like it's the tease of who is she going to cash in on. We all know it's going to be Nia. It makes sense to be Nia.
But they'll have to turn her face.
Their friendship will obviously be done.
They will have to turn her face for that.
Do you think?
Yeah. How do they not? The only other way they could do it is, let's say Rhea finally gets the title off Liv. Who comes down? Tiffy takes it off Rhea. Rhea's still the face.
Yeah, that would work. I mean, ultimately, I'd be happy if she took it off Liv. I wouldn't care, but it wouldn't make logical sense to me.
She could stay heel by doing that, because Rhea could be the one to cost Liv the title.
Yeah.
Give it to... And I feel... Yeah, I don't want her to turn face. Not yet. No. She will, because they all do at some point, but I don't see the right point to do that at the moment.
Yeah.
I think she will have a very strong year. The only time I've seen Tiffy have like a bit of an off moment was that promo that she did backstage with Trish Stratus. Yeah. And I feel like she got in her own head.
Starstruck, I think, a little bit as well.
Because Trish Stratus is, for a lot of the women, not like... So the ones that are coming along now are looking at the likes of your Charlottes. But for the generation before that, and, you know, a little bit this one as well, Trish... And, like, you would say Lita as well, but Trish was a better all-round performer. Lita could never cut a promo. Trish had the ability to cut a promo. She was, like, the top dog.
Absolutely.
So to be, again, in your, like, rookie, sophomore year in the big leagues and having to do a backstage promo with Trish, they were teasing stuff there.
Yeah.
Would I want to see it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, if we had to put up with Becky Lynch and Trish for as long as we did.
Yeah.
And they had a good match, actually. There was one good... Was it the cage match? I know we're going off a bit with Trish and Becky, where Trish got that massive hematoma on her head. That was actually a good match. But I would love to see Tiffany Stratton.
I would love to see that, but from a wrestling perspective, there's no way. Again, I would watch that and go, logically, Tiffany is winning.
She would have to.
She is the better wrestler.
But it's the right thing to do as well. Just because you see it coming doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it.
Yeah. I don't know, like, because obviously Trish is who she is, it would be that weird sort of...
No, I think Tiffy would get it.
Yeah.
I think Trish would know that that's the right thing to do. Because they did, if you remember, Trish and Charlotte had a match, didn't they?
Oh, vaguely, yeah.
I feel like they did, and Charlotte won.
Yeah.
Which was the right thing to do.
To not.
But
wrestler.
Tiffy's at the point now where, do you have her beat Charlotte already?
No.
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
Whereas
Even
you can
Charlotte's
have her...
been off. Absolutely
Whereas you can have her beat Trish, and it'd be fine, and then it's given her another notch under her belt to move on. Now, whether any of this will come to pass, 2025 and beyond, we will see. But we'll go into the individual scores and see how we did. Which actually we must do a little bit of an amendment, because we overlooked it in the last episode for Joe Hendry. So just before we get to what Tiffy scored as individually, we got for Joe, and you've obviously crossed it out already, but I can still read it. So I actually scored Joe Hendry higher than you.
Yeah.
I gave him I Diddle Diddle right in the middle with 6 points, and you gave him 4, which totalled out as 10. Mm-hmm. So he was a bit lower on your end, but bang in the middle for mine. Yeah. Tiffy, I couldn't justify scoring her as high as you did, so I scored her 3 points.
Okay.
I thought she deserved to be on the list, but just.
Oh, okay.
Because if you look at the individual accolades,
yep.
She's got the Miss Money in the Bank.
Yep.
That's where the accolades kind of stop for the year.
Okay.
The only person who hasn't had accolades but has been on the list already is Joe Hendry, and he blitzed social media, as we've mentioned a few times.
Yeah.
Everyone else I felt like has had more things where you could go, oh, they've done this, they've done this, they've done this. I did still put her over Cody.
Yeah.
I did still put her over Cody. But
all of the matches I've seen that she's been in, she has been phenomenal.
She's been standout performer.
phenomenal.
And to be fair, however you want to measure the criteria, that's entirely separate, because I'm just trying to put comparisons for how I went through my logic of where I ended up for her. You gave her 9 points. You only scored 3 people higher than her in the course of the year.
I did.
And in retrospect, you're still happy with that
I'm still happy
scoring?
with 9, yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I'm trying to be reflective of those around her, and that was why I scored her lower. Because if I'd given her a middle of the pack score, we still wouldn't have reached her on the list yet.
No. Whereas I've done it based on who I've most enjoyed this year.
And to be fair, that is the only criteria you need, because it's a very subjective conversational piece. But yeah, congratulations to Tiffy, who has ranked herself as the 8th best woman. Well, not even 8th best woman. The 8th highest ranked wrestler in the Win Twice 2024 WrestleMas rankings. So hopefully you guys have all enjoyed that, and you will tune in for the next day.
Bye.
Until next time, this has been a Win Twice Wrestling production. Peace out.